Hey guys, I'm here with Brittney Elkin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
It's all right. It's dark. I'm tired, so
It
long
is
day.
late, so one day.
I really appreciate you coming on the show, and I just wanted to first just get to know you a little bit throughout the show before we get into things like Claressa Shields fight and everything. What really got you into MMA? I watched MMA Breeze's interview with you not too long ago, and I got a little bit of insight. So I just wanted to get it from yourself.
Yeah, no, I actually started in Gillette, Wyoming, a promotion out of Rapid City, called Ring Wars, owned by Matt DeWolf. He had a guest, like a cool guest at the show, and I worked for the bar that ran the liquor license for the production, so it was just like a place at time, but they came to me and said that I had like the look of a fighter. Spencer Fisher was his guest, and they were like, you should come train to fight. And like, this was
Yeah.
like 12, 13 years ago. And so, yeah, that's where it started. And I was in a cage 3 months after my first day training as in my amateur belt. So it's kind of funny how life falls together. But
So do you still talk to Spencer Fisher? He seems like
no, we never were friends, like ever. Like I was a bartender and Matt DeWolf. I still talk to Matt DeWolf, but
okay.
Matt was like the owner of the promotion.
Okay.
And then he hired like Spencer as like the cool guest. And back then, I really didn't even know who Spencer was.
Yeah, he was one of the veterans back in the day.
Yeah, it
So
was like a long time ago. So he was like the guest star at the promotion.
was there someone that when you first got into MMA that you looked up to? Like, did you say, "Hey, like that person"?
When I was first starting, Cyborg like fought Gina Carano, and that was like one
Okay.
of the biggest, like, ooh, and then Cyborg had her like overcomings and like Strike Force and stuff and her overcomings with that fight or whatever. And then that was like the time of I started. I think everything was like kind of a wow factor. Ronda Rousey was coming up. I want to say there was a girl named Taylor, can't remember, just like there was just a lot of up and coming. It was like a big time for the sport, so I was like I was an MMA baby when all that was happening. Like it was my year one, year whatever. And so I was just kind of like, wow, look at all these chicks. I don't know if I really had a favorite. It was just like such a time, now, I mean, we still are going through a lot of evolution in the sport, and a lot more women make that even grow, but just it was
Crazy.
just like so new then for us to be in it. So it was like kind of anybody that was in it was just excited for them.
It's so weird. Like now, thinking back, that you could see how far the women's division has grown. Like,
It's incredible.
and yeah, and you really got to tip your hat to Ronda Rousey, like her or not like her. She just did that for all sports. Like it wasn't just, I think, MMA. I think she helped out all women's sports.
I mean, I have to agree. I mean, she really captivated an audience. She was a character. We all love to watch her. We all miss her. You know what I
Oh,
mean? And there's only so many people that got that star character. I think right now we're looking at Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunez has always been like an amazing star. Rose, you know what I mean? Like all these stars. So there's a couple of us that really captivated, and she was one of the absolute first. And I totally agree. She did a lot for us
she's
women.
actually having a baby too. I just seen that.
What?
She's
Oh,
actually
yeah,
pregnant.
I know. How neat. Good for
Yeah, yeah,
her.
yeah. Because she went to WWE now, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, that was quite a while ago. I mean, she's got a fan base that's just so cool. And what a life that woman has led. So, so happy for her to celebrate that
For
further.
sure, for sure. So let's get into this Claressa Shields fight. Me and my buddy have actually went back and forth. He actually wants to have you on the show and be on with you. So if that's something we could work out in the future again.
Yeah, of course.
Um, so do you feel disrespected by any way? Like you got if I feel like they're going. It's one of those fights where they're going to try and push Claressa Shields. Do you feel like
Of course.
you?
Like I think you're always gonna have a troll, right? And like what cooler way to be than to be a dark horse? I mean, I feel like, you know, there's a winner and loser in every fight, and really it doesn't fucking matter what they say. You know what I mean? No, I don't feel disrespected. I've been treated very well amongst the community. I've been treated very well for the people that treat me well. Fuck all those people that don't like me. I don't fucking care. Sorry I have to do that.
Oh no, it's
But
great.
I care a lot about MMA. I care a lot about athletes and athleticism and the sport and fights and blah blah. But I mean, I don't really give a fuck who talks shit.
Exactly.
People talk shit about me. Like I mean, nobody, you know, who know, you know, fuck you, you know, if you got, I don't know. Like I don't have like a lot. I don't care about the disrespect. I think that trolls sometimes make fights because it's like, you know, so
Money in your pocket, the more people that watch it, right?
yeah, I mean, like, I sometimes laugh with them. I'm like, oh my God, this is so funny. And I kind of let that go a long time ago. You know,
Yeah.
I just don't.
Now, I might be quoting you wrong on this. I've seen in an interview that you said it's going to be you taking her down compared to her standing you up. Is that correct?
I mean, I think that there's no secret in game planning here. I mean, that woman has an huge credential record of boxing, you know what I mean? So her game plan is most visibly like her advantage points are on her feet, right?
Exactly.
And I said it's not a secret in game planning that I have most advantage point on the ground, you know what I mean? So those are the game planning secrets. You know, I want to go down and she wants to stand or whatever, you know, maybe she's, you know, all of a sudden she has something different, but that's what I envision her game plan to be, is she wants to be on the end of her punches and keep me in that distance that she's comfortable. You know, I want to avoid that. I want to see my openings. I've watched a lot of tape of Claressa. I feel like we're getting really close. So, you know, I want to capitalize on the things that I see that benefit me. Fuck everybody else. I'm worried about me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So.
And do you envision like what this could do for you with a win? Like if you beat Claressa Shields, that is huge.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, I'm doing this for me, for sure. Yeah, you know, like, this benefits me in more ways than like, of course, this is my Buster Douglas moment. I mean, yes. I'm very excited. All those things are definitely through my mind and on my mirror and in my eyelids. You know what I mean? But I am doing this for me. You know, I turned 35 the day after the fight is my birthday, and it's been a long time coming to meet these opportunities. And of course I enjoy when fans have fun. But yeah, this is going to do a lot for me as a poise of a person or an athlete. So I really am trying to keep my blinders on and what I'm looking forward to, and really just trying to be patient in my training and try to, you know, stay. Huh?
I said leg kicks, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you see what, you know. Yeah, I mean, those leg kicks are I think there. She leads with the front forward. She likes to be aggressive. You know, she's either waiting or resting. You know, there's two different, you know, I think she obviously sets up her strikes in certain ways that we're trying to like bring out of her, you know, because there's things in boxing that aren't going to work for her in MMA, and they might very well work for me. So I'm trying to be mentally aware of these checklists, and this is one of the best camps that I've actually been accountable in my camps. I'm like, oh, what's our game plan today? Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm going to add to this game plan and see how this works. Fuck, that didn't work. You know what? Let's not do that. Scratch that. Let's go back to this game plan. I'm taking a lot more accountability than, you know, you kind of just run through the emotions when since I retired, I feel like I'm more involved in this camp, which is funny.
Absolutely. And do you feel like it's so weird? Another thing, it's at 155 pounds, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird because if you see PFL, they're doing great things with the higher divisions in MMA, where like the UFC is struggling with the even 145 division. I don't think they could have a 155 division. It's great to see that a 155 division is doing so well in PFL.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm happy about it. I mean, I'm 5'11" and a
Yeah.
large frame. And I mean, these weights are not easy. And when you only, there's a lot of politics in all things, you know what I mean? And when there's only a 145-pound weight class and it's your dream, what else do you have? You got to cut to these weights. The old me was cutting 40 pounds of weight cut. I start at 180 and I come down and I come down. My Bellator fight, they called me. I had 3 weeks. I was a fill-in fight. Of course, I accepted these terms.
Yeah.
It's not like they made me. There's no making, you accept this. But I was choosing because of options limited to me to take this match and cut 33 pounds in 3 weeks. These are things that I am proud of PFL for doing that. I was proud last year when they were doing it, and I'm proud that they're just sticking to it and they're building. These things don't come unless you show that they can. So it's good.
Yeah, and definitely Kayla Harrison is bringing a lot of eyes to that division too. So,
Yeah.
like, if you beat Claressa Shields, I'm sure that rematch is straight up there for you.
Yeah. I definitely been watching Kayla since that match. What a wow. I mean, she's really come on to the game. She's gonna probably just walk right through this tournament. I don't know a lot of the women in this tournament.
Yeah.
When I did retire, I fell off a lot. I followed different sport. I've been in professional grappling. I've been
Yeah,
looking
you
at.
did 6 matches, didn't you, in 2019 to 20?
I think at least I did quite a few. Yeah, I did. And I did the High Rollers tournament, and I did a Subversive tournament, which is like an elimination tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot.
Keep them busy.
I just don't know the women in that tournament, and I'm not in it, so I really haven't investigated much. I do know that Kayla right now, I think, is definitely number one, and there's a lot of girls that want that spot. So she's got a lot ahead of her. I mean, I right now am signed under one fight. And I contracted one fight. Who knows what the future holds? I can't predict the future. I took this fight after a lot of personal mediation because I'm successful in a lot of other things now. You know what I mean? To come back into MMA, a full 100% is going to be a commitment of a lot of other checklists. I am 100% committed to me and Claressa, but to try to go after somebody like Kayla or try to become number one again is a whole nother checklist that I have to.
Yeah, because Claressa, she's a boxer, right? So it's we don't know. It's so hard to train for her, I'd say, because you don't know what she's been training on and stuff. So it's kind of, you got to just do your best in training and see how it goes in the fight, I guess, right?
Well, I mean, she did just have a fight in March. She was just preparing for a boxing match. That footage is out there. I can't remember the exact date, but the footage got put up weeks after, or a week after. So she was just in a boxing match. She did a lot of interviews before he took this fight, a lot of things talking where she likes to do 3 weeks on, 1 week off at Jackson's camp. She gives a lot of different verse things of where she's been training and footage. You never know when that footage was taken. The most recent footage that I've seen of her is in March in a boxing match. And as preparation for those go, I'd say it probably was most of her preparation was boxing since November because of that match. So yeah. I don't know. I'm ready to tackle her. And once I get a hold of her, I'm not going to let go. I'm going to, I mean, I hope this goes my way, and I'm working really hard to deliver that as a reality. So
yeah, I'm rooting for you. I just got a couple more questions.
Yeah.
I know you haven't had a busy day, long drive, so I won't keep it too long. Have you got a chance to meet her yet?
I don't. I haven't got a chance to meet her. I feel like I know her because I've watched so much shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I saw she was at the PFL conference and the press conference. I was actually at practice for sparring when she was doing that, and I just said, "Well, she's not training today," so I haven't got to meet her yet. No, I'm sure I will.
Yeah. So is there a press conference or anything before with you guys?
No, they when they told me there were, I've been very kind of given limited information. I think this is mostly about Claressa. I'm just putting my work in until I'm told to go. I do know that I'm going to be in a 12-day quarantine, which I'm not
Yikes.
kind of like a bitch about that, but I'm going to get through it. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'm a bitch is because I'm a bitch sometimes. I can get through that stuff, but it's interesting. This is an interesting fight to me, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Well, I do appreciate you coming on the show, and honestly, I think you're going to get the upset. Is there a prediction that we could get before I let you go?
I think that it's going to be a wild first round. I think there's going to be about this much respect in the beginning and about this much respect at the end, and I think that it's going to go pretty heavy on her. She does a lot of 2-minute rounds. She's done a 20-minute fight before, but that's in 2-minute rounds at 1-minute rest between. So I think a grueling first round can really help me in the second. I predict to take control in the second effectively and TKO. That's what I'm going for damage this time. So
Perfect. Yeah, I'm rooting for you. So
thank you. And tell your friend I'm happy to do an interview, and thanks for being patient tonight.
awesome.